Hi, to all of you viewers of Equinoxe television. It's 6 p.m. in Douala. It's time for the news. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Our major stories this evening: civil society actors raise concerns on the increasing number of road accidents recorded on highways caused by falling containers on vehicles, killing several Cameroonians. They urge security forces to be extremely vigilant and bring to order trucks transporting heavy containers. Their worry came on the heels of the death of at least 5 persons in Douala and Yaoundé, all caused by heavy-duty trucks or drivers. We bring to you details in this news edition. And over to Puma, where the population is still in shock as a young man slaughters his neighbor to death following a dispute in their neighborhood. Those stories and more in just a moment. Welcome back, viewers. Thank you so much for the confidence. To begin this edition of the news with this human interest story, security forces in Puma have arrested a man who allegedly killed his neighbor with a machete. The wife of the victim says the man in question was an internally displaced person residing at the St. Andre neighborhood in Puma. Smart Njikan Gabriel tells us more about what happened.
At the St. Andre mortuary in Puma, a family is in total pains as one of them was brutally assassinated by another man alleged to be an internally displaced person residing in the zone. Someone came home to collect his money from my husband and began joking about an amount which was 12,000 francs CFA. Then suddenly, this other man came in from nowhere, entered my store, thinking that he came to buy. The next thing I heard was a loud noise, and I thought my husband has fallen. The woman whose husband was murdered was shocked at what happened because she never thought such will occur to the husband. As I woke up to check, I saw the man raising his machetes up again before I managed to hold his hands as I cried out for help. Thanks to the population of St. Andre neighborhood, the alleged murderer was caught while the victim gave up the ghost on the way to the hospital. They helped put my husband on the bike, and upon arriving at the hospital, he was declared dead. The incident at St. Andre in Puma came days after another man was butchered in Bisombe village, Port Macaque subdivision of the Center region.
Meantime, civil society actors are raising concerns on the increasing number of road accidents recorded on highways caused by the falling of containers on vehicles, resulting to fatalities. They urge security elements to be extremely vigilant while cross-checking these vehicles and also not fall prey to the temptation of receiving bribes from some of the truck drivers. They think if it's taken into consideration, the rate of road accidents will reduce. Immaculate Fogwe has the details in this report.
In a single day, 3 in Yaoundé and 2 in Douala. They were all crushed to death by a container that fell off from a heavy-duty truck. Every now and then, containers fall on vehicles, causing occupants to be compressed to death. Civil society actors condemn the rise in case of accidents while explaining some of the causes. Several accidents noticed on the Douala-Yaoundé road can be blamed on the reckless attitude of some truck drivers towards safety rules. Many of them have poor attitudes towards truck maintenance. You will see these trucks moving with incomplete headlamps, worn-out tires, with some of the drivers taking alcohol while driving. What a pity. Ernesto Yene goes ahead to wonder why most of these truck drivers are issued roadworthy certificates, whereas they are not roadworthy. With the case of the accident that occurred in Mimboman, they didn't realize that they did not fasten the hooks of the container, reason why it could easily fall off. Most of the security forces focus on collecting money rather than doing their job. They don't even care about the lives of Cameroonians. The city mayor of Douala on the 5th of August 2024 had announced sanctions that await truck drivers who do not respect safety rules, a decision that is yet to be implemented on the field. This accounts for the increasing number of deaths recorded on our highways.
And now, following superlative outings made by several ministers on the situation of the President of the Republic, President Paul Biya, the Prime Minister, head of government, according to Jeune Afrique media organ, frowns at this form of uncoordinated communications. According to him, Chief Dr. Joseph Diongute steps in to reposition the state's dignitaries, especially the Minister of Territorial Administration, Paula Tanganji, and also the Minister of Land Affairs, Henri Eyebriayisi, on the tracks of functions. His intervention is appreciated by political actors. Let's now have the details with Innocent Ase.
Since Cameroonians began asking where their president disappeared to since September 2nd, with rumors about his demise due to poor health circulated on social media, the director of the civil cabinet in the presidency of the republic debunked the rumors and informed the public he is doing well in Switzerland and will return soon. This further opened the doors for the Minister of Territorial Administration to ban any media debate or discussion on the health of the president, promising severe punishment. Minister Henri Eyebriayisi, in charge of land affairs, wished to organize a prayer for the head of state, which was later cancelled. Pigwa Owona, Minister of Labour and Social Security, as well as Minister Jacques Famendongo, both strong heads in the CPDM Central Committee, were indifferent in their outings on social networks. These uncontrolled reactions did not go well with the Prime Minister, Chief Dr. Joseph Diongute, who decided to intervene and reposition on the correct track the ministers. He believes only the civil cabinet has the right to communicate issues about the whereabouts and health of the president, or orders the Ministry of Communication to do so.
The PM is on track. Some of the government officials instead plunged Cameroonians into a state of total confusion, which means that they instead make Cameroonians to raise eyebrows where they were not supposed to raise eyebrows.
Tayong Elvis says if the appropriate communication procedures were respected, there won't have been confusion in the air.
There's supposed to be a channel, an information flow from the Director of Civil Cabinet, which moves to the office of the PM, and then the Minister of Communication is instructed to put these kind of communiques to take precautions so that the communication does not breach content in the atmosphere of the country.
He thinks some leaders do not have a mastery of their state functions, while others simply confuse with party duties.
And I think that we should be in a state whereby people have particular assignments to carry out, not that one man is acting as all-round minister. That becomes a problem.
Tayong Elvis regrets the PM's intervention is coming somehow late because this is the umpteenth time communications are made on critical state matters haphazardly.
Now let's talk on the International Day of the Girl Child, which was observed on October 11. This year, it highlights the challenges faced by girl children across the world. In the southwest and northwest regions, teenage girls remain vulnerable and continue to face so many difficulties, especially with relation to the Anglophone crisis. However, civil society organizations and education stakeholders are joining their voices to raise awareness about the challenges and advocate for solutions to the problems faced by girl children in the northwest and southwest regions. Let's now have more in this report with Lucy Liengu-Isi.
Young girls in the northwest and southwest regions, particularly in Boya, Tiko and Kumba respectively, are facing various problems that threaten their well-being in future. The effects of the Anglophone crisis, which has displaced many of them, limited access to education, sexual harassment, among others.
The crisis has just aggravated those challenges because we have a good number of them now. Some of them are displaced, some of them don't even know where their parents are. You have some of them come to schools, you don't have any birth certificate, no documents.
The situation of the adolescent child there within my community is very precarious. They face problem of school amenities. Some are even unable to pay fees.
In response to this pressing issue, several civil society organizations have stepped in to collaborate with teachers and traditional authorities of these regions.
So we want to come in to see that together, we the stakeholders, that's the community leaders, the teachers, the administrators, we want to put our hands together to see that we help these girls who are vulnerable in one way or other because many of their ages, because of peer pressure, because of juvenile delinquency. In the first prey to this misconception and want that they should at least access education and learn, because you know that education of a child is first priority.
The stakeholders were meeting as part of activities marking the 13th edition of the International Day of the Girl Child. The organizations are implementing programs designed to rearrange and empower teenage girls.
It's the right of a child, and so we don't want these barriers to limit them, because they will not explore their potential and be agents of change. We want to help them, we want to help the adolescent girls to see that they learn and become somebody in future, because they are the leaders of tomorrow. It's going to last for 14 months. We started in July with community sensitization. We are doing the inception workshop now in October, and we will end in August 2025.
The project will cover 3 municipalities in the southwest region, Boya and Tiko in the Fako division, and Kumba in the Meme division.
In other news, the popular narrative that politics is not for the youth is fake and carefully crafted by colonial and neo-colonial political leaders to sustain mediocrity and underdevelopment. This view was echoed by Professor Jean Bahebek to students of the Catholic University of Central Africa, UCAC, in Yassa, Douala. He says, and I quote, "If you do not do politics, politics will do you." For me, Armstrong Sander has more.
Cameroon is seek and needs a total overhaul in every aspect of its social construction. This is the view of venerated opinion leader, politician, entrepreneur and book writer Professor Jean Bahebek. The fundamentalist UPC militant says the developmental and social problems stems from a faulty independence foundation intentionally left by the colonial masters in Cameroon. He argues, for example, that the right people who fought for the independence, the UPC, were sidelined at independence, and the faulty independence handed over to people who are not prepared or ready for it. Hence, today's multiple challenges. To right the wrongs, Professor Jean Bahebek proposes, among many other things, economic self-empowerment, which should culminate into economic independence and solid development for Cameroon. A bulk of rich ideas compiled in his newly published book, Luhambuga Sequoia.
I think this book is the minimum we have to do, no matter the side of politics we are. It's a matter of education. They contribute to the education of the youth in our country. The first thing everybody should do, every young man should do, is to educate himself to manage the small money you have. That's the first thing. While learning this, you learn how to raise up money for your business automatically.
His ideologies, success story, beliefs and principles were shared with engineering students of the Catholic University of Central Africa, UCAC, Douala Yassa campus, where he was guest of honor.
I will first just say that my brother, King Thompson, a Bakweri man, but is my brother, has taken time to translate. I sincerely say thank to him. And I think the English version is coming on.
Responding to the many questions about what motivated him into politics, Professor Jean Bahebek borrowed from Niven Postman, "If you do not do politics, politics will do you."